Wow, so I was just working on another video and one of you guys on Twitter DM'd me this article just came out by Esports Observer, and Psyonix are making a ton of changes to Rocket League. So I want to thank you, Zybro. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but a lot of times I'll get people on Twitter who DM me stuff, and I like to talk esports with you guys. So, my DMs are always open. If y'all want to talk, send me something that I might have missed. And really glad he sent this to me because now I get to make a video on it. And Psyonix have responded basically. And I don't think Psyonix, as of right now, Psyonix have not announced these changes. These are all leaks, but this is what's happening. It's crazy. And before we get into the video, before we read this article, as always, if you guys do enjoy, hit subscribe. Just lets me know that you enjoy the content, and you guys could also follow me on my Twitter, where I talk about esports. Yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so the Esports Observers obtained a letter sent to Rocket League Championship Series teams by Psyonix. So that means Psyonix sent a letter back to the organizations. Remember, for those of you who don't know, the organizations sent a letter to Psyonix a while back, and it was all the list, and it was a list of grievances, things that they were mad at Psyonix about, and Cloud9 actually pulled out of Rocket League because of it. And they even made a statement that said, "I love Rocket League and wanted to continue, but the cost of running the team far outstripped the support from the developer being Psyonix. I hope to return if those conditions change." So even Cloud9, the CEO of Cloud9 said that he hopes to return to Rocket League, so to everyone crying about Cloud9 leaving, they could come back in the future, don't worry. And if Psyonix keeps this up, they likely will. So teams that were expecting a response to grievances such as monetization options, because one of the big things that they didn't like was communication, but also was monetization options, how they made money, stuff like that. And what Psyonix responded with was an all new circuit format, and they basically changed the entire format of RLCS, and we're gonna go over it. So quick disclaimer, I don't 100% understand every single thing yet, but I'm going to go over everything that I do understand. So the new open circuit format will see 3 splits per season with 3 regional events per split. The only thing, I've read over this twice now, and the only thing that I don't completely understand is, I guess, what exactly the split is. What's going to be the format? And I don't think that that's something that we're going to understand until Psyonix come out with even more information, because they said at the end of this they're coming out with more information in the coming weeks about all this. But basically, there's going to be each Rocket League season will have 3 splits, or 3 splits per region, and then there'll be 3 regional events. So it sounds like, how we'd have league play, maybe 3 mini league plays. And that's just me speculating. There will be a total of 6 regional events across North America and Europe per split, so 3 per region. All 3 splits will culminate in 1 international major per split, and then a world championship. All this will take place in 1 calendar year. So it sounds like your placements in these splits, as they call it, isn't, you don't auto qualify for worlds. You actually go to an international major now, and there you will qualify for world championships. That's what it sounds like, which is very interesting. So it's like there's an extra step. It's not league play to worlds, it's like league play to something else to worlds. That's what I'm getting from this. Events will be used to award points that will determine which teams qualify for the international majors, which then feeds into world championship. So I guess you get points in these splits, and whoever has the most points. So pretty straightforward. However, the new structure does not guarantee the teams that qualified into the league under the previous format will be able to play in each split. And you might be wondering, well, what does that mean? Well, we have to read the second paragraph, or the next paragraph, to understand that a little more. Since the circuit system is a more open system, we've built in protections for RLCS teams that qualified to the presumptive 10th season of RLCS. Currently qualified RLCS teams will have reserved spots in the first 6 regional events. That means outside of the international majors, current RLCS teams will have automatic access to 2 full splits of regional events. So again, we don't have all the information. There are still some things I have questions on. They make it sound like it's not just going to be the previous seasons of RLCS teams that are going to be in these splits. It sounds like, because they say current qualified RLCS teams will have reserved spots in the regional splits, but then it's saying that outside of international majors, current RLCS teams will have automatic access to 2 full splits. So Is it saying that non-RLCS teams will also be in these splits, or no? Is it only going to be RLCS teams? That's what I'm a little confused about. Again, like I said, we don't have all the information yet, but... And I guess the one thing that I'm still confused about as well is it says we've built in protections for RLCS teams that qualified to the 10th season of RLCS. Currently qualified RLCS teams will have reserved spots for the first 6 regional events. Does that mean after those first 6 regional events, like not even for this season, but for the 11th season of RLCS, there will be nobody who auto-qualifies? Because the teams last season, the RLCS teams, they were guaranteed an RLCS Season 10 spot, but RLCS Season 10 is technically not happening. I mean, it is, but it's a completely different format. It's not what we originally thought it was going to be. But since they got those quote-unquote guaranteed spots in RLCS, they got to guarantee them a spot in this. But does that mean, how is the format going to work for the 11th season of RLCS? Does that mean nobody will auto-qualify? Is it whoever makes it to Worlds auto-qualifies, or whoever makes it to the international event? Like, I still have so many questions on how do you qualify for this, stuff like that, and, you know, that's something that's unfortunately not answered. Then additionally, all currently qualified RLCS and Rival Series teams will have automatic qualification to the first split of a weekly league that will run from the beginning to the end of each split. So it sounds like the split is going to be a weekly league. Okay, that's what one split is. And right here it says all currently qualified RLCS and Rival Series teams have auto qualification to the first split. So the split is not just RLCS teams, it sounds like. It will be other teams as well that aren't in RLCS. And this is the new format, which is crazy to think about. Okay, so are they not going to call it RLCS anymore? Is it something else? Like the new open circuit format? I don't know. You know, so many questions I still have. Okay, I'm dumb, so I just looked up. So an open circuit format is just a tournament where people are awarded points needed to qualify for the World Championship. Okay, so all the open circuit means is it's points that they're getting to qualify, as opposed to, you know, just everybody battles in league play, it sounds like. Teams will earn points that will count towards qualifications to the next split and a spot at the international major for that split if you finish as the top points earners. So teams that do well in the splits will get points, and you can qualify for the international major, which is how you qualify for RLCS Worlds, or I don't even know if they're calling it RLCS anymore. The email from, and now this is where it gets kind of interesting as well. The email from Psyonix did not address any of the grievances submitted to the league other than to tell teams about the structure change and tentative start dates. So it says, even says here, teams are attempting to get a handle on what this means in terms of its players and their contracts that were set up for a format that no longer exists. So the RLCS format is gone, guys. Like, that is wiped out, okay? The RLCS format is no more, and it's this open circuit kind of thing. I'm assuming that the reason they're doing this is to help with maybe monetization options for the organizations, you know, because that was one of the grievances on their list. You know, communication, you don't need a format change to address communication issues, right? So it makes me think that this has nothing to do with the communication, probably the monetization or something else. It says we have been communicating actively with the RLCS orgs. So Psyonix is saying that they are communicating with the orgs right now, and they're getting the feedback, they're addressing concerns, and that they're going to share more information as soon as possible. Also, there are no details about the next season of RLCS. So it does sound like they're still going to be calling it RLCS, or they're just calling it RLCS right now because that's what we know it as. I think that they're going to keep the name. I don't know. Again, I'm just speculating, but... Then it says, but these discussions have been extremely productive, and we're looking forward to revealing more about the future of Rocket League Esports in the coming weeks. So... just a lot of new stuff. Okay, so a recap. Completely changing the RLCS format. Okay, it's an open circuit format. It's going to have splits, 3 splits per region. Each split leads to an international championship, and then that international championship, or not international championship, international major, and that international major will then lead into the world championship. And all it says right here, I want to point out, all this will take place in 1 calendar year. So does that mean RLCS is going to be 1 per year now? That's another question that I have. You know, just ton of things that I want to talk about, a ton of things that I want answered. But this is what we got for now, and there are huge changes coming to Rocket League. And I talked about how I was excited for changes, and we're just getting started, it seems, okay? I'm interested to see what happens from here. what other changes Psyonix are going to make to cater to the esports organizations. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about for this video. Let me know your thoughts on this. Okay, I really want to know your guys' thoughts. Maybe to some of the things I didn't understand, you guys might have a better idea. But yeah, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. If you do enjoy, make sure to hit subscribe. Subscribing lets me know you enjoy the content, and then I'll keep making it. But yeah, with that said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.